and now we have Variant Soli versus Master Tan. Both are really strong players. Both are the candidates for this year's 3+2 Crazy House World Championship, and we are joining on in the game too. Let's quickly catch what happened. It was a French defense. Tan. Okay, now not a French defense, a kind of a Sicilian with e6 d6 setup and king f8. And there were 3 knights brought to the king side just to consolidate white's center. e6 was played, and then now black is kind of a bit vulnerable right now here. Playing g6. Yeah, now there are a lot of things that white can try here and here and so on. So yeah, there is a lot of dark squares that black has to be sure of. Yeah, so black moves the king here. Now there is a rook drop here that can get the queen, but then after that white won't have anything in hand, so that's why white should try something just to try and get some activity. Yeah, but okay, white plans to drop there, and now white doesn't have any. Okay, white gets the queen. Now white has to drop it somewhere, maybe on h4 or maybe e5, and then there's one knight to like continue the attack, but I don't think so. There is a mate here. Okay, yeah, there was a mate. So yeah, that was a quite nice mate to be found. Now so yeah, 1-all. This there will be 10 games played, and right now the score is 1-1. Okay, he tries knight f6, trying to give up this knight just to get open diagonals, but yeah, they go into this variation where like the center gets cleared up and there is nothing in the center and development starts again. Okay, he goes. Okay, he allows the knight trade, and now there is only the knight in the center for white, whereas black has this bishop's diagonals. So yeah, that's quite nice. So yeah, queen e2 played, just hoping for some discoveries of knight f6 check most probably, but now retreating the knight won't be good. Okay, now he goes queen b5. Master Tan. Here I would choose queen d7, give away this pawn, and yeah, the light squares will get weak, so that's why maybe king, I don't know, knight c6. Yeah, knight c6 might be an option, but still the light squares are a bit weak for black. Black has to make sure that it solidifies its structure. Okay, bishop d3 played, exchange here, and knight played here. So yeah, it forks these two pieces, but right now this knight is en prise, so that's why I think one more knight drop on b4, that might be something that is that might be the resource black is thinking of, but yeah, that might not work actually. Yeah, because yeah, okay, he moves the knight to b4, just trying to. Now king e7 is forced, and yeah, variants only is a bit of trouble now. Yeah, he grabs the knight, and I think so black has, yeah, black resigned. Light squares are weak and so on. So yeah, Master Tan taking a commanding 2-1 lead, and last game was really good, but in the last game black should have gotten something out of that opening where it had diagonals, but couldn't. Yeah, so this is a weird Scandi with queen kind of retreating like this. Wait, like this and like this. Okay, knight c6 played. Okay, queen b5, bishop b5. Yeah, so yeah, just trying to exchange the knight, and maybe white can try and start an attack on e4 or something. That's why black plays d6. She doesn't want to give out the e5 square. And yeah, white tries to take the e5 square by playing here. Now I think so giving this knight is fine, but white should try and at least try and some sort of attack, maybe h5 now, or wow. He goes for this retreat. I don't know if that's yeah. So exchange on e5, and now consolidating the c7 square so that there is no pawn drop or knight drop here, but there is the open e file, and yeah, there are some weak squares. King king d8 might be a good resource that he should be thinking of. Yeah, anyways, he sacks here, and okay, he wants to get the piece back by dropping it here. That's quite good. But yeah, now he's trying to aim for these diagonals, this diagonal and some light squares. He has given up the plan of e5. So white tries and black starts his counter attack. Maybe might not be as fast. Let's see. I think so. King d8 I would have preferred, because now one piece is again pinned, and now okay, now knight f6, and then we have knight g5 or rook sack maybe. Or first take this. That also might be an option. Yeah, so Master Tan's position just crumbled, I think so, right after this this pawn retreat on move 9. That's what I feel. Now white is thinking of how to proceed with his initiative. Maybe sack the knight on e7. That can be an option. Sack the knight on e7 and get some play. Yeah, but yeah, first take here. This is with a tempo, so that's why he recaptures, and now think of sacking here. Try and play on the dark squares. Maybe start with pawn on h6. White is pretty safe, to be honest, but yeah, right now both of them are no one has particularly has the attacking initiative. So right now black has to white has to be wary of this square. Maybe try and do something after it finishes all its checks. Okay, now yeah, as expected, the sack came after 2 or 3 moves, and now playing on this dark squares. Okay, starting with this knight, controlling these 2 dark squares. Queen sack, nice. So yeah, Master Chan chooses queen sack in order to just protect up all the squares with his minor pieces that he has. Okay, is there a mate? Oh, there was a mate. Oh yeah, I knew s3 square was weak. Black's queen sack somehow was successful. Okay, they are trying this line again. Weird e4 d5 sub variations going on. Knight h3 chosen. Weird move order, to be honest. Knight c6. So yeah, let me just short castle. The knight on h3 is quite vulnerable. If he plays e5 and then takes, all these squares will be weakened. So black has to be, white has to do something about it. Maybe knight f4 is planned, so maybe d4 or d4 might be the move to play now, or d3, something, one of these two, or king h1 maybe. Okay, he starts the attack directly. He doesn't have a knight in hand, so he can drop it here. But anyways, he puts a pawn on h6, master turn. Very instructive way of defending. Whenever you have a g7 pawn is attacked, you never take this and compromise your the squares around the king. This 4 squares. So you play rook g8. Even if it takes, then it's fine. Okay, now he takes up a knight, hoping to get some play on the king side, but yeah, the material is too less and both sides are kind of solid except white having this weird knight on h3. Okay, now this is the discovered check. I would go king f8. King d7 looks a bit riskier. King maybe some blocker, pawn on e4, that also is possible. Pawn on e4 and then f3, that might be. Now after he puts a blocker, bishop taking on s3 might be the next plan. So that's why he has to do something about this knight. Maybe go knight g5 and sack the knight maybe. Okay, he sacks the knight this way, exploiting the pin. Now I think so king f8 might be a move. But yeah, defending this d5 square is not possible. He takes the all vital pawn, trying to drop it here maybe in the future. So yeah, covers up all this light squares up here, dark squares up here, and knight on f4 is now misplaced. Maybe it might go to d3, maybe h5. I would prefer h5. Okay, he goes queen h5. So queen h5 is kind of trying to aim for this square, trying to get on the dark squares. Queen takes f6 and then knight drop on g7. Now this knight can take because I think so its tactical possibility has ended. So black is kind of just consolidating his structure and aiming right now at c2. He should try and take a pawn and drop it here and start an attack, but yeah, the knights are kind of covering everything right now, so it won't be that soon. Yeah, as expected, his knight on f4 was not that useful. Take it up for a bishop. Even though there are no open diagonals, you try and maybe attack, start from here. Bishop at h5 or something. Bishop at h5 or bishop at h4. Both are a possibility. Okay, he tries the third move on the h file, which is bishop at h3, trying to aim at pawn pawn drop on d7. So that's why maybe some blocker here, or maybe he can try e6 move, but then knight f6 might be coming. So that's why this is a tricky situation. Your pawn on d7 is allowed. Let's think if Master Tan chooses to play it or not. Yeah, and sack the queen for a pawn and a bishop, but get the king kind of to relative safety. And yeah, as expected, knight on f6, and then okay, now sacking the queen back and trying to get the initiative, and he needs one more rook. Okay, it's a mate. So white ultimately found a mate. Took a bit of time. The knight on h3 and f4 were a bit misplaced. So the score is right now 4-1. Master Tan is leading, so it's quite nice. They are trying out a different system, which is e4 e5. They were trying e4 d5 beforehand. Both of them were repeating kind of the same lines. Now we are deviating, going into the most theory heavy crazy house line, which is the Italian. And we have the 4 knights with bishop c4, bishop c5. Most probably we'll have some nuance, some tempo thing happening in the middle game that might decide the game. Knight g4 is a bit early to play because just castles and there isn't anything. Giving the 2 minor pieces for the rook isn't the best thing to do because white structure isn't that opened up. So just castles, or I don't know if there is any other move. Yeah, so both sides castled. Now all these squares on the king side are very important because an attack can start from any of the square. You have to be really careful from both sides. There are no pieces in hand for both players, so the game starts right now from this position because till now it's just normal chess in this game. And yeah, c3 just trying the d4 break, very similar to the normal chess. They are playing quite solid maybe, and both of them also have equal time. d4 played, and now these exchanges will bring some pawns in hand, and the pawn drop on h6 might start. So that's why it's important to just retreat away, and then when there will be a capture here, take it, bring the knight to g6, something like that, because all these squares are very important in the Italian, just to make sure that an attack doesn't start from this square. s3 is okay. You want king h1 or king h2 in the future, and you just want this knight out so that the f2 is a little bit more guarded up. Let's see what Master Tan does. Does he sack the knight? It's possible that he can sack, but since both of the sides don't have any pieces in hand, that sack knight might be just too much useful for variants only. Yeah, he takes on f2, gives the two minor pieces. Black only has a rook in hand now. Oh wait, he has to take on d4. Oh, my bad. But yeah, he just sacrificed the knight for the pawn. Maybe just go for pawn drop on h3. That might be the idea. Try and get on all this dark squares. Now e takes d4 is a possibility because you want to drop pawns here. So yeah, the center is kind of completely clouded up. And white starts the attack on the dark squares near the king by this. Black doesn't have a piece in hand, so that's why there might be some exchange in the center if someone calculates one line that might lead to something. So the game is positional till now, very symmetric kind of, except for the knight sacrifice on f2. Master Tan really has to find a really active plan, because if the plan doesn't work out, he won't have that much pieces to defend. Now I think so bishop takes might be an option, because you can take that knight. Okay, gives the knight back for 2 pawns. Okay, now bishop takes d4 works because the knight is on h2. Nice intermediate check move. So like king h1. Yeah, but yeah, king on h1 would have been a bit worse. Pawn on e3 looks better. Black is a bit short on time. He takes another pawn in hoping that to drop it here. Mate in 1 threatened, so maybe knight or pawn on g5, or maybe on g6 or g5. Yeah, he tries g5 because he has some chances here too. Now yeah, black has a rook. No, he doesn't again have a rook, but he has a rook which he should have taken. Now he has a knight and a pawn. So white has a lot of ammo, 1 knight, 1 bishop, 1 rook. So let me see if there is a mate. There isn't, I think. There isn't a mate for variants only. Okay, the second queen is dropped on h5. Master Tan is running low on time. Just simply rook takes here. Might just increase the pressure because there might be a bishop coming here. Bishop drop here. Okay, pawn. A diagonal piece here. Yeah, I think so. There is a mate here now. Pawn drop here now again. Okay, a bishop or pawn drop would have been. So yeah, good win by variants only in the symmetric bishop c4 line. Black kind of went very early with knight g4 in that game, and maybe the idea of black wasn't that clear. Okay, they switched to d4 d5 opening now, so we expect some kind of a lot of development move. No early tricks. c7 is kind of also guarded, so there's no trick there. e4 might be a target for black, e5 might be a target for white. There are exchanges, two minor pieces in hand for both the players. So yeah, and the pawn structures are symmetric, so there isn't that much to do. Now put a blocker here and move on. or maybe deflect the queen too. But now does black have a nice move? Knight at g5. Yeah, again aiming at c7, very common idea of d4 d5 opening. Just aiming up on this diagonal, trying to get some knight or pawn here and trying to displace off this king. That's the main idea. Okay, an intermediate move, just trying to control both these diagonals. Now I think so king f1 is not possible, king d1 is a possibility, or maybe just put a blocker, or maybe knight c3. Any of that would have worked. So bishop b4 check allows this king to castle up next move, so that might be a thing. Castling might be the next move to be played. Okay, yeah, he's aiming for this first. No particular way to protect it other than to play rook c1 maybe. Play rook c1 and the pawn on e2 might fall. Okay, bishop on b1 is kind of passive. So yeah, Master Dan is playing somewhat bit passive moves, like it's, I won't call it passive, it's defensive moves. And me being a very like low rated player like 1800, I really don't understand defensive moves that well, because I only understand how to build up an attack, and when things go wrong I still do not have that much experience. So yeah, now white is out of pieces to drop, whereas black has one knight to drop, but black cannot drop anywhere since black is quite solid. Yeah, he drops it at e4. In the opening we saw the d4 d5 opening, we always see that white tries to take the e5 square and black tries to take the e4 square. So in the same way we are trying to see some kind of positional advantage being extracted by the black by playing here. Now I think so knight takes here is a possibility, because black cannot recapture, because this g7 pawn falls and then this f6 square becomes super weak. So yeah, these knights are kind of tied up, and white decides to go on the dark squares starting from this move. Dark squares around the king. So yeah, he has to defend and he doesn't have any piece to defend. So that's why this f6 square is kind of a goner if knight takes e4 comes up next move. That's why like Variance only is thinking of some kind of way of getting pawns. So he tries to take it and maybe he tries to drop the pawn here, or maybe do something else. Pawn drop here. Pawn on d3, that is also an option. Now f6 is kind of falling, but yeah, it falls at a cost, because white gives two bishops to black, but white gets two knights, so it loses the control of the dark space, but it gets, oh my god, Yeah, very big oversight by black. Let's see how it happened. It was a kind of an oversight in the last game. Yeah, again we have the bishop c4, bishop c5 line. Yeah, up to this point everything was fine, and bishop d1 just was a blunder. Castles should have been the move. Epic calculation mistake from there. So yeah, both are going for if you can see, this bishops were just one move before they were like here and here, which is kind of like super duper symmetric. They aren't playing any crazy lines, they are just going for some kind of positional gains. The score right now is 4-3. King h8 being played quite early on. Queen d2 played. So trying to start the attack, and these two squares as always. You are aiming at this square, so that's for a blocker here, which again attacks this too. And now this light squares are kind of compromised, I think. Queen d7 was a kind of a weird move from Master Tan. So we have 7 games done till now and 3 more games to go. And if the match is quite close, it's 4-3 in favor of Master Tan. Yeah, rook g8 kind of leaves this square free, which is kind of weird, and there are no pieces in hand for black, so it's kind of scary about what's going to happen now for black. So yeah, symmetric structure for both of them, but yeah, in this case there was a bishop here. Now he can try this, but yeah, there will be a tempo loss because he is the second person to react, black. So that's why he has to react to this move, and he can't afford to take here right now, I think, because again the queen is also defending here. So he has to react to this move. Maybe knight drop on f4 or something, just to cover up the light squares, this light square. Yeah, but he decides to just counter attack even if he is a tempo down. Gives up this piece too. So the bishop came from here and it grabbed 2 pieces. And now as you can see, this beautiful triad of bishops, all aiming at very very important light squares. So Master Tan in huge trouble, I think. Goes for queen e7, trying to give some cover for g7 square. Knight drop on h6 might be the next move for white, or maybe sack one of these bishops right here, or sack this bishop. There are 2-3 ideas. Variants only is calculating that. But yeah, he decides to just have one more bishop in hand. So yeah, again these two bishops are kind of aiming at this very crucial g6 square where a knight drop should be happening in a few moves. Unfortunately the g file is semi opened and h file is closed, so the mate isn't that sure, but variants only has a rook, a queen and two minor pieces and a pawn in hand, so I think so he can break open the files for sure. Now go knight g6 next move. After this knight comes here. Okay, he goes this way. There should be a mate. Yeah, there is a mate. Queen on h7 was unstoppable. So good game by variants only. The score is tied 4-4, which is quite exciting to know. They repeat the game. They don't repeat. They just kind of go for e4 d5 and then go for this setup. Yeah, this e6 setup, which was seen in one of these games. So yeah, these two knights just kind of aiming at the c2 square as in the like 4th or 5th game which you saw. In that game white made a mistake of not castling, and this time white should be castling. Taking this pawn is very risky because it allows knight d3 with check, but he allows it, goes king f1. Now maybe knight takes c1 might be the option. Just have a bishop in hand and start your own consolidation from black side. Bishop c5 played. So yeah, it gives away this knight with check, but I do not see what's happening. What's the trick there? Maybe pawn drop on d4 might be the resource. Just try and get the control of d4 square is what is variants only's idea. He doesn't take the pawn, it doesn't take the knight on d3. Instead it just gives the queen here. Black brings both these knights this side, and now white is trying to aim for g7. Maybe go to g8 now. That might be an option. So yeah, variants only is thinking right here. Okay, goes for bishop takes f2. Upper version in the chat said that pawn on g4 might be the thing. There are some threats for white. Yeah, so this was kind of unnecessary as pointed out in the chat, because it's not, this move isn't with a check, and there should have been a defense. Like I was thinking rook g8, but he ultimately went to rook f8. So pawn on f6. That means that black can't just take that pawn, and so if he wins, if he plays safe variants only this game, he could get the match tied up. I think so it might be a 5-5 very close match, and as this tournament progresses, I think so this is week 5, so the match points are calculated. Okay, so bishop e7 being played to sack, to get 2 pawns, and now these 2 squares are weak. Queen goes to c5. Black has 4 pawns in hand and white has nothing in hand, so variants only is kind of comfortable here, kind of, barely. Now he has one more queen, but he has to drop it in order to clear up his back rank. His back rank is weak and he gets mated. Oh no. So Master Tan found out a mate, and I think so bishop takes on c2, f2. In that game, that was a mistake. Okay, Master Tan going with his usual a6 b5 line. I really like that line. Knight c3 being played, knight b4. So I really do not know that much theory of this a6 b5 line, but white has the center, control of the center, so he has all these e5 d5 breaks, as we can see, but black has this long diagonal aiming at this light squares. Black kind of aims for some tricks on the light squares. Yeah, as Opervisor says that Master Tan is a legend, that's for sure. He has been playing Crazy House for many years, but he tries to avoid the mainline theory, and in 3+2 it's very tough to figure out the best moves, and me being an 1800 player, I really do not know anything about openings, so yeah, lots to learn. Yeah, black is now white has achieved its objective. It's like completely pressing black's positions, as you can see. So sorry about that. So white has achieved its objective. Black kind of is kind of stuck up with its plan. Doesn't have any clear diagonal to attack. Queen d4 played since the queen was attacked. Now this knight on f6 is threatened, so it's very important that he tries to at least try and make f6 a bit stronger, maybe pawn drop on e7. Okay, he draws, instead of pawn drop on e7, he does bishop takes e7, so there is one empty square on d6, which variants only can try and play right now. Maybe go d6 right now, because e takes on f6 always exists. This queen on d4 can aim for the g7 in the future. Yeah, he plays the d6 move, and even Opervision was thinking of this move. So yeah, there are some exchanges. Yeah, he tries g takes f6. The other move that everyone was thinking of, this queen takes f6, which would have led black very solid, very. But instead, we have black keeping up all the tension. There are still some threats, maybe lurking in the position. I really don't know. But now both of them are just consolidating. So black needs one more knight to mate and a few more material, but right now both of them are not having any mate. They are just trying to probe for some kind of weaknesses, and white achieved a very beautiful position here, and even I like this d6 move. Yeah, but I think so the advantage is just too tiny. Variants only is thinking how tiny the advantage really is, and if you can really try and go for something very direct. Yeah, white is kind of doing well. It has two knights in hand. So knight drop on h6, I don't know, knight drop on b7, lot of things can happen. So f3 is attack now, maybe go king g2. Okay, goes bishop d1, that's also a logical choice, but he takes the bishop on c2, so kind of a deflection now. So there should be another consolidating move, some diagonal piece here, or king a2. Okay, but he tries and attack this queen and make the position more dynamic, so that Master Tan has to since it's low on time, 20 seconds, so he has to think. Yeah, so upper weather just shows the line, a pawn on g2, bring the king up, and something might be happening, knight on f4 or something. Or there is another line, bishop on d2, bishop dropping on d2, that is also a possibility. Black does have some moves, so I think so Master Tan can finish 6-4 on this match. Yeah, pawn at e7, and I think so there is a mate for white. Yeah, okay, white is finding the mate by sacrificing the queen, put the other queen on f7, I think, now. Okay, pawn on h6, okay. Yeah, there's a mate. So yeah, 5 all. That's it, 5-5. So the match finished quite well, 5-5 for both sides. So let me see the tournament standings now. This game was quite nice indeed. There was a mate. The problem was at move 11, white had a dream position, and then after that everything went downhill. So let's see move 11. It's a +5 as given by Stockfish. But yeah, after that few moves, this bishop s3 and queen h4, they were, yeah, bishop d1. I really didn't like bishop d1, neither does the computer. The computer liked, okay, this queen sack on d4 or bishop on g2. Oh, nice. Now black is in an advantage, unfortunately. And yeah, he tried some attack, but that attack faded out right here, and now there's a mate in 6 right here. So black had somewhat of a minor chance after he kind of took away all the advantage of white, but yeah, everything went away. So yeah, let's look at the standings. If you can see, so Crazy House standings. So right now Master Tan has played 4 matches against Finisher 3-4, Mugwort 4-6, GSVC 3-7, and Art of Deception 4-6. So Chicken Crossroad is kind of leading, and Jasugi is third, but Jasugi has played only two matches. Chicken Crossroad has played 4 matches. And variants only, he is really active on leeches, and he has played, this is his, I think so, 4th match also. And he already had a 5-5 against Bugzilla. He got adopted against Jasugi, and yeah, today also a 5-5. So yeah, thank you for watching this Crazy House candidates. I'll try and cover future matches too.